All you vocalists, guitar players, bass players, harmonica players, balalaika specialists. This is our, what is this, session 18 of horns for your band and jazz orchestra. Today I want to talk about writing a little two-part for our group. This could be for trumpet and tenor. This could be for the whole trumpet section in a big band, or the whole sax section in a big band, and the whole trombone section. However you want to divide up those two parts is fine. This is a tune called Dolphin Dance, Herbie Hancock, one of my favorites. Love this song. So I've already started here a little bit. I was thinking about this, but this is the melody. 1, 2 is a half rest. 2, ba ba da da. 4, 1, 2, ba ba da da. Chord changes, E flat. So let's walk through this and try and make some sense of it. So let's say that we're in a quintet. We have a piano trio and we have a trumpet and a tenor sax. So the trumpet's going to play the melody as written, and then the sax could play the melody. You could play it in, they could play it in intervals, parallel like that. But let's say we want the tenor to play underneath, almost like a pad or a counter melody. So let's look at this E flat. This first bar, we have it third, 4, 5 to 7. It moves up from the third. Ba da da da. Okay. So I would start out with, I would do a D natural, which is the major seventh of the chord. So if you have the D natural and the G natural, that really defines the E flat chord, since the bass player is going to play E flat anyway, right? So in this scenario, I would start out and have the tenor play a whole note on this while the trumpet player plays this, and then when they get to the B flat minor, we have an F tied over, the tenor would move down a half step to a D flat, and that'll work great. And that's the third of the B flat minor, very definitive note for that chord. Okay? And then we could also we could either rest here with our sax, or we could keep moving down. What would the next note be? D flat, C. I think what I would do is I would go back up to the E, to the E, D again, okay? And I would go back up to the D. Nice little ba da da, for the tenor. And then when we hit this D 2-5 in C minor, this D minor flat 5 to G7, you could go down to the C for half. Very simple. Which is the 7th degree of the D minor. He's got the third. And then to the third, the major third of the G7. Very definitive note. Just like in here, the third, okay? And then this would be a B natural, and then keep going down to a B flat, okay? And then what I would do here is you could basically, this is an interesting chord here because this is A flat 7. Really, it's a dominant chord. This note, this D natural to the A, what is that? That's a plus 11, right? So, this could be 9 plus 11. Okay, they just had A flat 7 written in the real book, so I just copied it. But it really, that's with this note here, with the melody playing the D natural, that's an A flat. That D natural with the 9 is a plus 11, okay? So to really define that, you could either hold on, you could either tie this B flat over, and that B flat is the 9, right? So that would be really pretty. Just have him hold, okay? And then he could keep holding the B flat till to the C minor if you wanted. But I think what would be nice here is if he played B flat for a half a bar and see why they're holding. He could play like a let me see. He could play like a C, D, E flat, F. Okay, C, D natural, B flat, F. All those work. Down to a. I would go back down to a B flat here for the C minor, and then he's da 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 da. And this is a tricky note because now it's D over A minor. So basically with this D, this is a A minor 11 chord, okay? Because we have that D is if you put a 9 in there, which I would, that turns out to be 11. So then I would have the tenor play a B natural, which would be the 9. Okay, so we go from B to B natural, and then when he goes to the C natural for the D7, you could do this for a half a bar, and then you could skip down to a what is that? An F sharp if you wanted, whatever you want to do. So that's kind of the idea of it. You want to make sure that the notes are working. The bottom note is working with your top note, making sense. Here you got the third and the seventh down to there. This is moving while the top note is stationary. This is moving while the top note is stationary. That sort of thing. And I'm writing this all out without ever hearing it. Okay, because you can make sense of it. That'll work. If you can hear it in your head as you're writing it, that's even better. But that's a little way to write a little two-part, little counter melody. This could be high strings, low strings. This could be singers if you wanted. That would sound great with a vocal group. Lots of fun. And when you start getting, I've done a lot. I sing and I do a lot of vocal groups. I've been involved in many vocal groups. When you start, a lot of stuff that we do with vocal groups is kind of head arrangements. We sit around the piano and we start picking notes. But when you really get into some more complicated jazz harmony, it's really nice to have it written out. Because it'll make the rehearsal go more smoothly. When you start getting into inner voices, like you're going to do a Manhattan Transfer or Lambert, Hendricks, and Ross kind of an arrangement, where there's a lot of inside harmony, block, closed voicing with, ninths and plus 11s and stuff. Writing it down really helps. But anyway, so don't forget, shoot me an email, Fred@fredstickleymusic.com, right there. And the web address is fredstickleymusic.com. Shoot me an email. I'll send you an ebook and let me know your thoughts. Love to hear from everybody. Thanks for stopping by.